Last but not least is Abbey McNaughton. Abbey is a senior from Hilliard, Ohio, studying American Studies and Economics. While at Georgetown, she has been involved in our student government, the College Academic Council, College Republicans, and the Designing the Futures initiative, as well as interning in both House and Senate offices. She will be attending law school this fall at Duke University. Ladies and gentlemen, Abbey McNaughton.
When second semester senior year hits, it seems all at once that parents, professors, and younger students start asking your opinion on the grand meaning of your experiences, as if your last January on the hilltop automatically brings with it some new wisdom. While I certainly can't confirm or deny this, I can share the most insightful question I was asked about my experience. A few weeks ago, a professor asked me, "Is the reason you wanted to come to Georgetown the same reason you are happy today that you are here?" I'm sure that some people come here thinking of it as a training school for future ambassadors, presidents, and world leaders. It's true, people in those roles have come here. That's not the reason I came here. I came for the people, I stayed for the people, and I will always love it for the people. The first Georgetown person I really remember comes from when I was sitting in your shoes 4 years ago. I'd come on a flight from visiting a different university that I'd been nearly positive I was going to attend because it offered one of the most prestigious economics programs in the country. However, after visiting campus, I felt empty. So empty, in fact, I cried the entire plane ride to DC. I felt like I was committing 4 years to only pursuing this narrow intellectual version of myself. I knew I could do it, but I didn't know how happy I would be. I sat back in that row, and I heard the speaker talk about how she had always wanted to come to Georgetown ever since she read The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and confused their Georgetown with our Georgetown. I still remember that today, not because I also based my college decision off of a book location I misunderstood, but because it was the first moment I realized people at Georgetown are different. The students showed some beautiful mix of people grounded in reality, but intellectual, passionate, and caring too. This is a place where I didn't have to be just one piece of me. August came, and with it the anxiety of leaving home, the excitement of new people and new places, and the stress of adjusting to college academics. I was lucky enough to be able to take President DeGioia's freshman seminar my first semester. Admittedly, it was one of the most intensive classes I've ever taken at Georgetown, and I'm still not really sure what the thesis of the course was. But I had the opportunity to spend 3 hours a week with the president of our university talking about the purpose of universities, our responsibilities as citizens, and why education in society matters. I did not know it then, but I can tell you now that those conversations ended up framing much of my last 2 years on campus. We had class dinners, we met as family, we went to famous speakers together, and we made friendships that are still some of my closest today. Whether it's President DeGioia, Father Otto Hentz, or Dean Tad Howard, my experience in that freshman seminar is not unique. You are not simply a student meant for class, but rather a person to be loved on this campus. This love comes with free food, laughter, and help when you need it most. It's a pretty good deal. And my favorite piece of this campus are the people that go through these 4 years with you. The older students who lead you, the peers who inspire you, and the younger students who motivate you. At the end of my first fall semester, I was waiting to go into a meeting for the College Academic Council, which serves as an advisory committee for the college deans. An older student in the organization pulled me aside before walking into the room and mentioned that she had seen me at some College Republicans events that semester. I'd been to one meeting, but I wasn't sure if it was how I wanted to spend my 4 years here. Feeling insecure about how I could get more involved in this campus, I was shocked and so grateful that someone had taken the time to talk about my interests and provide support. With the help of that mentor, I had the opportunity to intern for the Speaker of the House my sophomore year. I talked about House of Cards with John Boehner, helped Diane Sawyer find the coffee machine in the Capitol, and learned how a member of the House writes an economic policy from scratch. All because a fellow Hoya had pushed me to pursue my interests and had given me confidence that I could be successful. My sophomore year, the same mentor encouraged me to become involved in student government on campus. Through the past 3 years, I've talked to hundreds of students about their experiences at Georgetown. I learned a lot about the different aspects of the Georgetown experience. As I'm sure you've noticed, there's an organization for just about everything on this campus. But the thing that strikes me every time, as it struck me when she pulled me aside that day in December, is how much people care. They care about pursuing things that are bigger than themselves with this energy that is so special to Georgetown students. It is contagious. It makes you want to be a better person, to be less selfish, to shoot for higher goals. And the other cool thing, they're cheerleaders for you too. Whether it's the student introducing Bernie Sanders or the one introducing Mitt Romney, the community cheers and the community is proud. The peer mentorship goes beyond these opportunities. It comes in the form of rooftop sunsets in Village A, and maybe some sunrises too, where you find people who also want to talk about why they believe in God or don't, what they're afraid of, what they dream of, why Tom Brady may or may not be a liar, and why it matters. It comes in the form of a freshman common room where you start to rethink ideas you've never questioned, not because you're running away from the way you were raised, but because Georgetown offers a space where you can ask these questions and not be forced upon answers. Instead, you'll continually be exposed to different perspectives and challenged to find answers that are authentic to you. We are in a place where people want more out of life than easy answers, and they make it harder for you to settle for the easy way out too. For all of the excitement Georgetown offers, there will be hard days too. In fact, wherever you end up, there will be hard days. I can guarantee that. Whether it's a tough test, a struggling relationship, or just things not going your way, it's going to happen over the next 4 years. What I've found here is that there are arms with a warm embrace in places you've never expected. For me, this became clear earlier this year when I was having a tough few weeks trying to figure out what to do with my plans for after college. It was actually through listening to the Jesuits in Mass and talking to some staff members from campus ministry that I was able to center myself again. Now, I'm a pretty bad Catholic, and I had rarely attended Mass in Dahlgren while I was here, but that didn't matter. I was a daughter of Georgetown, and they weren't going to let me fall. So my answer is yes. I came here for the people, I stayed for the people, and I will always love it for the people. But what it has offered me over the past 4 years is something I could not conceive of when I was in your shoes. It will challenge you, it will scare you, but it will embrace you, and it will love you. And if there's someone in here who's feeling the way I felt 4 years ago, I promise it will love all of you. Thank you.